En compagnie de Tomo Bystedt de TaylorMade, on parle aujourd'hui des fers M3 et M4. So Tomo, what's the big buzz this year about the new M3 and M4?
Well, the new technology that we're offering in the M3 and M4 is the ribcore technology. The ribcore technology is a technology whereby we actually add these ribs on the outside of the face slots, and it really stabilizes the entire head. So typically in a club like an M2 or other fast face, low CG products, the face gets really flexible, and we see a lot of energy losses during impact, especially off-center hits. And so with these ribs, this ribcore technology, we're able to actually stabilize the whole face, and through face slots, we're still able to deliver that COR. So that combination of a really stable platform with the COR really delivers straighter distance, and that's available in both the M4 and the M3 product.
What would be the easiest way to explain how ribcore technology helps and magnify the other technology already in place?
Yeah, so one of the ways to think about it is it's kind of like a trampoline, right? So you think of a trampoline having obviously a very flexible center part. You jump up and down the trampoline, and the boundary is very rigid and solid. In typical irons, again, the boundary isn't rigid and solid. So again, when you jump a little bit off center, that side of the trampoline will start to give away and you won't get the bounce back. Really with the ribcore, that whole structure around the side is really rigid and nice and solid, and the center of the face still has that, tremendous club head speed and a lot of ball speed. So that's really the main benefit. We're also getting really nice sound and feel because that structure behaves a little bit more, kind of like a forged iron, a little more rigid, a little more firm. So you get that more solid sounded impact, which I think a lot of golfers will appreciate.
Talking about the golfers, M4 is more for high handicap, mid handicappers?
Yeah, so we really designed the M4 to be for the largest part of the market. This is really anybody from, even under a 10 all the way to like a 25 or a 30 handicap player can play the M4. It's very forgiving, especially in the longer irons and the mid irons. Whereas the M3 is really more of a compact shape, more workable product, but still offering plenty of forgiveness and sort of distance. So it's more of a really visual preference for the golfer, and do you work the ball and how do you like to control it versus sort of a little bit more of an ease of play and getting it up in the air more.
How do we put those two in your lineups of irons that you already launched in 2017?
Yeah, good question. So we basically have, we've launched in 2017 already, obviously, the whole P family, the P700 series with the 730s just came out, the new blade, and then we have 750, 770, which are these forged cavity back products, and obviously the 790, the really groundbreaking, revolutionary 790 product, which is that kind of forged distance product. Now, the M3 and M4 come in right below that in terms of sort of skill level, where the M3 is really, similar to the 790 in some respects in terms of the ball speed and spin rates, but is going to offer a little bit more forgiveness, a little more forgiving sole design as well. The M4 then is a little bit more forgiving from there, really an all-rounder, I think, for a lot of people. And then obviously the MCGB, which we launched a couple months ago, also is even more forgiving. And that one is really about COR throughout the set, offering tremendous playability in every club all the way through the wedges.
Let's get back a bit on the M4. I heard that Dustin Johnson pretty liked it. Yeah. What about the feedback in general from the athletes from TaylorMade?
You know what, not many people have hit these yet, but the early feedback's been really good. And typically, with kind of game improvement irons, the pros aren't really that interested in it because they play, really small forged irons. They play blades, a lot of guys. And this is not really their wheelhouse. They typically want something that spins a little bit more, that goes a little shorter, very workable clubs. But this one actually, especially the M4, in our early testing, as kind of a driving club, has been really, heavily favored. I think they really like the fact that it feels so much better than anything they've tested before in this category. And obviously the ease of play and how easy and forgiving it is a benefit even for pros. I mean, let's face it, they still play 460cc drivers like we all do. And so even though they hit it so much better than most golfers, they still appreciate the additional level of forgiveness.
Tomo, thanks for your time and enjoy the 2018 season.
Thank you. Have a good one.